YouTube. It is Friday, and I thought I'd film a day in the life. Haven't done that yet. And I just finished up a pretty good workout. Give it like a 6 out of 10. And ladies, if you know the struggle of having a bobby pin just out of place enough that it's not worth moving, but it annoys you enough to notice, if that makes sense. I had that going on, so I had a little bit of a headache, and then other points just knocked off for energy. So 6 out of 10, decent workout overall. And I just came home to make a smoothie. And my smoothies have mainly been the PE Science chocolate mint. I'm not vegan, I just wanted to try a vegan mint chocolate, so that is what we went with. And then I add in a little bit of the mint chocolate coffee creamer from Califia Farms. I started using this in my smoothies because I realized I didn't use it enough in coffee to justify an entire bottle. I had to find another use for it, so I started putting it in my smoothies, and it makes them have that little extra bit of flavor, especially when you're using a vegan protein. This is just a great way to complement that. So Califia Farms mint chocolate chip, protein, and then I also add in a bit of the Silk cashew milk. I was using the almond milk, but it doesn't make it quite as creamy. Now I usually stick that in the freezer for like 4 or 5 minutes just to firm up a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm gonna empty the dishwasher and make my coffee. Today we're going with the Nespresso Columbia blend. This is just a really nice, easy drinking coffee for like a daily cup. I'm thinking one day I will do a story time on these mugs. This is my Starbucks mug collection, and I don't use them. Now, she wouldn't be happy that I'm saying this, but I grew up in a household where my mother basically made brown water. We drank a lot of coffee, but it really was not that strong. So typically I just add a little bit of water to my coffee, no matter what blend I make. I always give it a try, just plain the first time. And then I usually end up adding a little water to it, kind of like an Americano, but even with the coffee. And there you have our fairly healthy, very high in protein breakfast. It looks atrocious, I know, but you know what? I'd like to see what you had for breakfast. It's about 8 o'clock now, and I've just logged on, and I'm starting to go through my schedule for the day, any emails that have come in overnight. I work with a lot of international colleagues, so oftentimes when I get to my computer in the morning, there's a few emails, things to follow up on, and it's a really good way to set up the day, is kind of get the lay of the land before you really dive into it. So I do this usually the first half hour or so of my day. Then around 8:30 is usually when I will blow dry my hair, get ready for the day, get dressed, all of that. Obviously, I'm not going to be taking video calls in my pajamas. It's a great way to ease into your day, and today's Friday, so there's not going to be a ton going on. When you're in sales and you're not traveling, you're not visiting customers, it's a lot of admin work. It's a lot of getting those meetings, getting those visits, and so a lot of customer outreach. Obviously, won't be able to let you hear any of that. We are just starting to get ready for the day, and I'm going to start with the It's a 10 Miracle leave-in product, and I've been using this for maybe 6 years now, and I love it. I just pop it in before I blow dry my hair, and I'd like to think it protects my hair from damage, and it makes it nice and smooth, silky, and shiny. Now, I'm fully aware that I probably need a haircut, But part of me wants my hair to be as long as possible for the wedding, which now is just under 4 months away. And then I'll give it a trim maybe a month or so before the wedding. They say not to make any big changes too close to the wedding, because if you hate it, you don't have time to fix it. So we'll do a haircut about a month, so like early September. I've never done a get ready with B before, so forgive me as we go along here. The setup is very janky. I'll show you. Now I don't have a tripod yet, so don't mind the clutter. We have these 2 boxes that were meant to keep all of this crap in. So I just stacked our 2 boxes, and then you're actually on a box of tampons. And that's my tripod. That's just trying to be a YouTuber without having all of the tools that you need. And we're fine with that. But to start, the first thing I always put on is the Clinique Moisture Surge. Say that 3 times fast. It's nice. It just helps to keep your skin moist. I don't have so much of a issue in the summer, but in the winter my skin gets so dry and like flakes off. So this is just a really good way to keep in any moisture. And it's very hydrating. Next we're going to come in with the Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. And I really like this because it has SPF in it, and if I'm completely honest, I'm really bad about putting on sunscreen if I go for a walk or something. But this is just a really nice, like, light, smooth, it doesn't get cakey at all, which I like because I've had foundations before that get horrifically cakey. And I feel like that just sits on your face in a really unflattering way. I'm over 30 now, and we don't need makeup caking in certain areas any more than it has to. And I know there are eyebrow products out there, but I don't use them. I actually use eyeshadow to put in my eyebrows, and I don't have a reason why. I started doing that about 7 or 8 years ago, and I never stopped. I know there are like brow gel and the whole mascara brush looking thing that you do your eyebrows with, but that's, I don't know. I kind of deem that unnecessary. So I use the Pixie by Petra, and I use this dark brown color, and then I have this little brush. I don't know if the camera is like picking that up. And I just get it a little damp on my tongue and then put in my eyebrows. Now I know that I have been told that I have really thin eyebrows, and I'm not going to share a photo because it was atrocious, but in 7th or 8th grade, I had really thick eyebrows, like Frida Kahlo level unibrow, and I locked myself in the bathroom one day and went absolutely ham on my face with a tweezers. And this is what I got, which I'm pretty proud. I mean, 7th grade me, pat on the back. However, that was many years ago now, and my eyebrows have never grown back. So I don't think the thick eyebrow trend is something I'll ever be able to participate in. But I mean, styles tend to come back around, right? Maybe the super thin eyebrows will make a return. Next, I'm using the Pixie It's Judy Time eyeshadow palette. And this is one that I have had for a while, where it almost makes me wonder, like, does makeup expire? I'm not beauty blogger enough to know that. Part of me feels like it might be. Although it doesn't irritate me, and I like Pixie because it's vegan, and I discovered it in my vegan phase. I was vegan for an entire year, 2 different times. Very proud. I applaud you if you're vegan and you take it to the level where even your makeup and like hair stuff and everything is vegan. That's hard to do. I have been there. It's very difficult to do. So if that's what works for you, own it. I'm also probably not going to see that many people today, so I don't do any blending or anything. I pick one that I want for the day, and that's it. Next, I have the Clinique Sunkissed Bronzer. And this, I don't actually use it as bronzer. If I do like a light brown eyeshadow or some kind of orangish brown summery eyeshadow, I'll actually use this as my blush. And I saw this on Estee Lauder's channel, and she actually used this, or her bronzer, as her eyeshadow and her blush. And I just thought that was a really neat idea, so I started doing that. And I feel like, I don't know if it's my hair or my complexion, but I feel like it works. And frankly, it's something I would have never thought to do. When you really only meet with people on camera, you don't have to wear a ton of makeup because that can look gaudy, obviously. But I'd like to have a little bit of color because I do tend to show quite pale on cameras. And I feel like when you're in sales, no one wants to buy from a pasty ghost. So we need to add a little color. Next, and probably finally, I have the Clinique High Impact Mascara, and I really like this. It's a very simple, there's nothing fancy about it, kind of mascara. And I really just picked it up because it came in the same package. I got like a multi-product package from Clinique to try them out, and I loved it, so I'm just have kept using it ever since. Originally, I was a fan of Pacifica, and I will still go back to their mascara every now and then, but Pacifica, Pixie, all the vegan brands that I kind of discovered in my vegan phase, which really was when I started wearing makeup on a regular basis. And then as I've gotten older and kind of evolved in what I use and what I tend to shop for, I have gravitated towards Clinique. It's just nice quality. Now I do also have the Clinique eyeliner, but I've kind of moved away from wearing eyeliner every day. I don't know if that's a sign of getting older or just feeling like I don't really need it, but unless I'm dressing up for an event or something, I tend not to wear eyeliner anymore. And there we have our makeup look. This really is not the most flattering lighting, is it? I've just gone with this simple, like, black and white geometric shirt. And I have several of these. They're from Kohl's. There's a brand called Nine West, and they make these really nice, like, light material, which is great because even working from home, it's still hot in Tennessee. They have a lot of different patterns and colors, and they travel really well too. So if I'm at a trade show, you're gonna see me probably in this shirt and a few of the other ones that I have. I do wear jewelry every day though, and we are going with my usual Daisy London Estee Lauder Sunburst rings. And then I also have the maxi and mini hoops, the mini and the maxi hoop. I don't actually have any meetings today, but I don't like to be caught off guard if someone does video call me, because I find that turning your camera on is more professional. At my old job, I left my camera off quite a bit. Not because I wasn't ready, but because no one else really used their cameras, so kind of that, if yours is off, mine's gonna be off. Whereas with the new company, it's oftentimes video is on, and I kind of prefer that. I don't know, if you work from home, what is your preference on the camera on, camera off, working from home? Then perfume, my daily is the Louis Vuitton Apogee. We're honestly not bougie people, but the one thing we do spoil each other in is the fragrance. And that's because he had a Louis Vuitton fragrance that he was given by one of the people he was working with. And he talked about it for the entire first, like, 4 or 5 months that we were dating. So I ended up getting him the fragrance. It was a splurge because it is Louis Vuitton. And then the following Christmas, he got me the Apogee because while I was there buying his, they had little samples that they threw in the bag, and one of them was Apogee, and I love it. So that is what I have been wearing. And if you're wondering, why are you wearing a fragrance when you're at home by yourself all day? Well, the truth is, it's one of those don't save the fine china for a fancy occasion, like you are the fancy occasion. So even though I'm at home by myself, I'll still smell it all day. And I think that's just how you should live. Bet you didn't think you'd get to see me doing laundry on a day in the life, but here we are. I have a whole bin full of linen Tala wear that I am washing because it was on that counter in our closet and the cats decided to make a little nest in it, and so it was all covered in cat hair. And I mean, it's white, so you really can't just pretend that didn't happen. Wash inside out, or should I wash with some makeup? Are you ever like scared to wash something because as dirty as it gets, you're like afraid to ruin the structural integrity of it? So I think we're just gonna wash this all on cold and then maybe not put into the dryer. I don't know. See if this one's any different. I'm really afraid that this is gonna ruin it. Because it's literally just like linen. Oh, but it needs to happen. Do you ever just push the power button on a washing machine and just cross your fingers that nothing gets ruined? Because I do. In the closet, because I have no food in the house and it is lunchtime and I'm hungry. It's like 1:45. Usually I don't wait this long, but I've been making a lot of phone calls today. Now, originally, I had plans to go out with a girlfriend this evening because the fiance is away. And we were going to go to a little charcuterie night at this place over by where I used to live. Unfortunately, the kittens need a bath tonight. They've all been scratching and itching and all kinds of really not fun stuff. And their shampoo is supposed to arrive today. So my Friday evening is going to consist of me giving all 3 of the cats a bath, and I'm dreading it. So I earned a lunch out. I think I deserve it. Just arrived to Dickie's. Could I have walked here technically from our house? Yes. However, it's very hot out. It's like 87 degrees today, and I really just did not want to be a sweaty mess sitting and having my lunch. I'll show you around inside. Part of the reason and the allure of coming to Dickie's is the atmosphere inside. It's like someone took a house and made a fisherman's hangout summer cottage feel. It's very cool. A very fun, very delicious Friday lunch out. I think I would encourage anyone who works from home, set yourself an end of the week, like you get a lunch out or you get a happy hour out or something, just because you really don't socialize much during the week, so it helps. But I just got out to my car and the temperature is slowly rising. I've been in here for maybe 2 minutes getting my camera ready to go. And it was 90 when I sat down and burned my ass off. And we are already up to 93 degrees. Oof. It's a scorcher. We've just come home from Dickie's and hair is up because we are going into chore mode. I have a few more emails to send before the end of the day. And other than that, it is more vacuuming, more laundry, and as soon as the shampoo arrives, cat bath.
Or, you know, break the opening bigger in the tank itself. Mm-hmm. We knew that down the road there was going to be something.
But, oh, I also got a lot of the addresses. Everyone that we had an address for, I got put into the online website so that when they RSVP and they type their name in, it's very clear how many people are coming, who's in your party, yada, yada, yada. So that's all taken care of. And I've continued collecting addresses today. And we'll get those entered in tonight and then actually start writing envelopes tonight, given I survived the kitten bath. And it'll be great.
Awesome.
It's been a productive few days, honey. Watch out.
Sounds like it.
I'm blazing ahead.
Sounds like it.
All right, it is about 6 o'clock now, and we have changed into a bathing suit because I am going to give the house one quick vacuum. I did it the other day, but I want to redo it. Grab the cats out of the basement, throw them in the shower. The shampoo came for them. I'm going to scrub them up really good before I release them to the house. I can't even tell you how much I am dreading this. They hate being wet. They scream bloody murder when they get wet. And here we are, 2 baths in 3 days. Well, I've delayed as long as I possibly can I have vacuumed the entire house. I've cleaned the entire house. And there's nothing left to do but get the kittens in the shower. We have 3 very clean but unhappy kitties. Snuggled up there. I think Josephine was the most unhappy in there. And then we had a very dirty boy in Sigmund. I definitely got splashed in the face several times. But once I get them situated, I'm actually gonna take a shower. So all of this will be put together again. So the cats are clean. I have a little bit of laundry left to do. I'm gonna make quick dinner. I have no idea what I'm gonna make. It's very much a, we have no food in the house, that's why I went out for lunch kind of thing. So I have to figure that out. I do think tonight will be a get cozy in the living room with a movie or TV show or something and work on some wedding things. Also, how much do we love the Playbill Pride shirt? I got this last year. We were in New York in June and went to a Broadway show, and of course I had to support. See, the problem is I had a salad for lunch, but all we have in the fridge is stuff to make a salad, and I don't want another salad. But I also don't want to spend more money eating out. Right, so we've gone with a little charcuterie for one, because I was supposed to meet a friend tonight for dinner for charcuterie, so my buds were geared. We have some pepper jack, Gouda, Humboldt, which is so delicious and stinky, a couple of crackers, and then a few pieces of toasted bread because I much prefer bread to crackers, sun-dried tomatoes, pickles and Kalamata olives, and cucumber to make it healthy. This is what happens when you have no food in your fridge. You take little remnants of all the food that you do have, and they've started calling that charcuterie. Is it too much to be watching the wedding planner while doing some wedding planning? I mean, I think not. I should have every right to get as excited as I want about the wedding. And if I want to be this hokey, I'm gonna be this hokey. Not a bad Friday night setup. I have my charcuterie, my little wedding planning notebook. This is just one of the Leuchtturm diaries. I have my actual diary, and then I have my vino, and last but not least, I have the envelopes. My goal tonight is to get all of the addresses entered into our Minted website. We are using the Minted wedding website to help coordinate RSVPs, hotels, photos, little backstory, etc. And then we can also have people go online to RSVP right on our website. But I have to upload all of the names of the guests and the addresses and whatnot onto that. And then I also have to write them by hand onto the envelopes. Now it seems like a lot of work entering 90 plus people. I feel like once I start plugging away at it, it'll be like the all-nighter term papers when I was at college, where it seems like a daunting task, but it actually goes pretty fast once you start. So I'm gonna get going. after midnight now, and I think I'm gonna call it quits and head to bed because I have done probably 35 address entries on the Minted website, and then I started handwriting all of the invitations, and it's going really well. Like I said, I knew it would go fast once I started, and sure enough it does. I didn't realize it was after midnight until I looked at the clock like 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna get ready for bed. I will show you my nightly ablutions routine, and that'll be a wrap. Do you ever go to bed like already knowing that the next day is gonna be terrible? Because I feel like that's about where I'm at. Just have so much to do tomorrow. Finishing the invitations, picking my fiance up from the airport. I'm gonna have to give the cats another bath tomorrow, unfortunately. I wanna make it to the farmer's market, either yoga or the gym, we will see, and then just some other errands to run. But that's all to worry about tomorrow. Kicking off the nightly routine with the Clinique Smart Clinical Repair. This is an eye serum, and I just use a little bit around my eyes because I really don't feel like wrinkles are a huge problem for me yet. And I just go a little bit above my eyes, a little bit below my eyes, and then kind of massage it into what will become crow's feet inevitably, because aging is a beautiful thing. Then we come in with the number 7. Is it NO7 or is it number 7? Because I have been using this for like a year and I still don't know. So if it's no 7, number 7, I don't know, but it's the Pure Retinol Night Cream, and I like it because it's light. I feel like I've used night creams in the past that feel really heavy, and then I almost feel like I'm going to be broken out in the morning, if that makes sense. So this one's just nice and light. It goes on. Again, I like to get it in areas that I know tend to wrinkle, so forehead, kind of this between the eyebrows area, and then especially down and around the lips. One of the irrational fears that I have of getting older is getting those lines that go away from your lips, like all along here. And I've seen a lot of women who have that, and I mean, it's not a horrible thing. I just really don't want to encourage that to happen any sooner than it needs to. So I figure if I use my retinol cream in that area, maybe I can discourage that from happening. Oh, what else? I'm not used to showing people my nightly ablutions, so this is kind of odd for me. I guess one thing that I do typically do, but I don't have makeup on this evening because it's been a day pretty much at home. But if I had gone out on a Friday night, for example, I would come home, and before I did any of that, I would wash my face really well. I would use the Clinique Acne Solutions cleansing foam. This is really nice. It just gives you that like fresh kind of, your pores are open and cleaned and everything's ready to go feeling. And then I would also do the Clinique Take the Day Off cleansing balm. And this is what I actually take with me when I travel. I have a really small travel size, but what's neat about it is you can see my gouge marks. It's a balm, so it's like, it's almost waxy like lip gloss. And then once you add your finger body heat to it, it turns into like a cream serum type consistency, and you put it on and it helps dissolve your makeup. And I thought that was kind of a gimmick when I first bought it, if I'm being completely honest. And then I used it and I'm like, oh my god, this is coming with me to every trade show, every customer visit. It's just a must. Something else that I don't feel I have ever talked about in public is the fact that about probably 8 years ago now, I got Invisalign. I had braces as a kid for years. Like, I got them in 3rd grade, I think, and they lasted through, I want to say, my freshman year of high school. So quite some time. And then they give you the retainer to wear at night after you get braces off. And of course, I was a teenager and going into college and all of that, and I didn't want to wear my retainer, so my teeth shifted. And then fast forward, like, 5 years, I decided I didn't like my crooked teeth, so then I decided to get Invisalign, and because I was over a certain age at that point, they didn't reimburse it with insurance, and anyway, got Invisalign. I didn't realize that they had you put buttons on your teeth to help things push into place correctly. Like all the commercials for Invisalign, everything is perfectly clear, you can't tell at all, you can take them out, no one will notice. Well, in my case, I had 3 of these buttons, which are basically like little, I don't know, almost the size of a pinhead, but like maybe half the size of a pinhead on your tooth, but like made out of a fake enamel. And I had 3 of them on one of my front teeth. So obviously you could tell that I had some kind of dental thing going on. And it was really embarrassing and really disappointing when I paid all this money and then it wasn't as clear and invisible as they were supposed to be. So anyway, got through all that, did the 22 sets of retainers or whatever ridiculous amount it was, and love the results. And ever since, I have been sleeping in an Invisalign permanent retainer at night. So I have my little blue case here, and I've been meaning to find a new dentist, and I have now lived here for like 2 years, so should probably get on that. But I do still wear them at night, and if you have retainers and you are freshly off braces or something, wear them. Just do it, because you're going to save yourself a lot of money and heartache and frustration and time later in life. So that's my dental tip. One thing I did forget to do today was take my vitamins. Oops, because I had kind of an abnormal dinner. Usually I just take these right after lunch or after dinner, and I completely forgot. So we're going to take those now. And then I also take a sleep blend from Care of. This is melatonin, ashwagandha, valerian, and a passion flower extract, just because I am a fairly light sleeper and I find this helps a lot. Probably not super highly advised to take your vitamins at night, because sometimes with certain ones like rhodiola or B12, it can give you energy, which obviously you don't want before you go to bed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this day in the life. This is not a typical day. I do not bathe my cats every day. That is a once in a blue moon, except this week because they've been particularly filthy because we've been letting them out in our sunroom, which we haven't cleaned yet for the year, and it's just been kind of a mess. So I hope you enjoyed this day in the life. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.